All right. Hi, guys. It's Mrs. Bailey, your language arts teacher. We are going to get started right at 11 o'clock, so I really usually start on time. Okay? But let's do a quick check. Give me a smiley face if you can hear me and see me. A smiley face if you can hear and see me. Awesome. I know some people are just still joining. Smiley face if you can hear me and see me. Awesome. Okay, so before we get started, let's go over a couple of ground rules. I did put the chat on for you guys. We're not going to do the mics of the video yet. Right now, we're just going to open the chat session. Now, the first minute or two, I did allow you guys to kind of play and get comfortable with it because I know a lot of you haven't done this before. Abigail, just make sure that you have your video on. I think everybody else can see me. Right? And remember, guys, if something happens and it logs you out, you can log back in. That's fine. And I am recording this so we can play it back later. All right? So back to our ground rules. Let's keep the chat focused on the lesson, all right? And stay focused on the lesson and not any side conversations. Just like you were if you were in the regular classroom and the teacher was teaching, you wouldn't be turning and talking to a friend. Well, the teacher was giving instructions, okay? So you will have time to chat. I will ask you questions and you'll put the answers in your chat box. You can also raise your hand. There's an icon at the bottom where you can raise your hand. And I'll ask for thumbs up and smiley faces, things like that, to check that you're following along. But we want to keep it appropriate and we want to make sure that we're focused on the lesson, okay? All right, so if you guys are ready to go, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you're ready to jump into the lesson. Good, awesome. All right, fantastic. Now, if during the lesson, if something happens with my audio or my video, just kind of let me know. Somebody put it in the chat. Usually it doesn't, but you never know. This is Florida with the weather. Okay, so just let me know if it suddenly cuts out, and I'll see what I can do. We should be just fine, though. All right, so we are going to start with, last week we did lesson 1.01 and 1.02. So you guys had 2 quizzes last week, okay? And then this week we're going to get into 1.03. Now I know it's Monday morning and you may not have even looked at it yet. Yes, and my voice might not be, there might be a little bit of a delay on the voice, guys. It's part of the collaborative experience, so just go with it, okay? So 1.03, you may not have looked at it yet, but we're going to review it. That way you'll understand what you need to do when it comes to the lesson, okay? So 1.03, here are the objectives. This is what you want to know for the lesson, okay? After completing this lesson, you'll be able to identify elements of plot, exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. Give me a smiley face if you are familiar with the plot elements. How many of you have studied the elements of a plot before? Give me a smiley face. If you haven't, it's okay. Awesome. Okay, so it's okay, we're just starting, no worries. Okay, so you've studied plot elements. So we're going to review plot elements. And our other objective is to analyze how characters respond and change at each step of a plot. Because the character grows, and that's part of the story, is the character grows or changes from each step of the plot. Okay, so these are the 2 main things that you're going to do for 1.03. Any questions on that? Questions on any of that? All right. We're going to move on then. If you have questions, you can use the little icon at the bottom for raising your hand, or you can type it in. If I don't answer it right away, I'll come back to it, okay? And at the end, if you still have questions, you can hang out and we can go over stuff. If you're having trouble with things, At the end, once we're done, you can stay in the chat room and we will figure out if you need help with things. Okay, so let's talk more about plot. You guys have probably all seen this before. This is the plot diagram. So what is plot? The plot are the events in the story that appear in sequence. Someone tell me, what does sequence mean? Put in your chat box, tell me what sequence means. The events in the story that appear in sequence. Maya, you want to put it in the chat box? Seth, sequence is when the order is specific. Do you need a pencil and paper? If you want to, Maya, but I will record this so you should be able to play it back, okay? Sequence, yes, like the order. Good. When things happen one after another, exactly. So it happens like first, second, or third. Okay, they appear in sequence. Each step is called a plot element. So you'll see that we have the plot diagram. It starts with exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Okay, the climax is at the very end of the story. It's the high point of action. Okay, how many of you are familiar with this and have seen a plot diagram before? Give me a thumbs up if you've seen a plot diagram before and you're comfortable with this. Or a smiley face. Awesome. Now you guys, I'm not going through the entire lesson with you. I still expect you to go through and read the lesson and take notes. This is a quick review so we can go over what the assignments are. So if you're looking at this and you're kind of a little unsure, make sure you go back and you read the lesson. Everybody still needs to read the lesson. Awesome. Okay, so this goes into the plot a little bit more because the plot also ties into character development, okay? So in the exposition, the reader is introduced to the characters in the setting. That's the beginning of the story. So it says protagonist. The protagonist and other characters are introduced. Somebody tell me, what is a protagonist? What is a protagonist? Or who is the protagonist? Ishmael, make sure you're focused on the lesson. You're right in the picture. Josh and Ishmael, you need to focus on the lesson. What is a protagonist? Melissa, the main character. Good. Seth, you're right. It is usually the good guy. I liked that you use quotes on that. Awesome. Yes, the leading character. Good. The protagonist is the main character in the story. It is usually the good guy. Awesome. What about antagonist? If the protagonist is the main character in the story, usually the good guy, who is the antagonist? The bad guy, the evil person. Grace, good job. The person who causes the conflict. It's not always the bad guy, but it's definitely the person who causes the conflict for the protagonist. Okay? Pro, meaning positive. Antagonist, anti, against. Good. Conflict causer. Good, Maya. Awesome. So this chart is in your lesson. I want you guys to go through this. I would put it in your notes. Okay? Make sure that you know exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. I don't want you to just know what those terms are. I want you to know how it affects the character. So in the second column, the light blue column, you'll see that this is how it affects the character. At the end, the resolution, the character realizes that he or she has changed in an important way. The character has learned an important life lesson, and that's your theme. Okay? Again, I expect you guys to go through and really read this and understand it, but this is a very important chart, and it will help you understand the plot and the character development. Okay. Questions? Questions on plot or character development? Nope. All right. Thumbs up if you guys are okay and ready to move on. Thumbs up if you're ready to move on. Good. And remember, if you're not, hang out with me at the end and I'll work through it more with you, okay? Yes, this is in 1.03, David. Okay, so 1.03, what is your assignment? Well, it's a quiz, just like you did last week for 1.01 and 1.02. It's a quiz. So after you go and you read through 1.03 and you take your notes, where do you go to take your quiz? So after you've taken your notes in your lessons, where do you go to take your quiz? Good. I see gradebook and assessments. Okay, but I do want you can go through either. I would say let's stick through gradebook. Okay, say that I go in, I read my lesson, I take my notes, I take 1.03 and I take the quiz once and I don't get a very good grade. I only get a 50 on it. Sad face. So I get a 50 and I want to retake it. So I go back and I go through my notes again. And I realize that I really didn't understand something, so I reread it, take my notes. I'm ready to take it again. Maya, where would I go to retake the quiz? Maya raised her hand, so I saw that. Or anyone else, where would I go to take the quiz? Gradebook. Very good. It is okay to use assessments, Maya, but it will not let you retake through assessments. So you want to go, if you want to retake a quiz, I want you to go through gradebook, okay? No, Seth, actually it won't let you request to reset because you can allow it 3 times. So you can retake the quiz up to 3 times. If after 3 times you still aren't doing well, you need to call me and I will walk you through it and possibly reset, okay? Can you see me, guys? Melissa said my camera's gone. Is it there? No? Did I disappear? Hold on, guys. Let me play with it. All right, am I back? Am I here? All right, but you can still hear me. All right, give me, you guys are all pinging me. Give me a smiley face if you can see me and hear me. Smiley face if you can see me and hear me. Awesome. There I am. It could have been my internet connection, but we got it. That was awesome, you guys. Thank you, because you know what you did? You let me know that I wasn't here, and I fixed it. So good job. I'm proud of you guys. That was awesome use of Collaborate. So, yay, claps for you guys. Okay, so yes, you can go through assessments just to recap, but I'd like you to go through Gradebook. Gradebook will tell you what your grade is. It'll also allow you to retake quizzes if you need to, okay? Any questions on how to take a quiz? Good. Remember, you can use your notes. It's not open book per se. I don't want you going back to lessons, but you can use your notes to take your quiz. All right, Rockstar 6th graders, good job. Now, 1.04, we're going to go over, and again, I am not teaching you the whole lesson for 1.04. We're reviewing things that I want you to pay special attention to, and then I really want to talk about 1.04 because it's your first assignment that you have to upload to me. Okay, so we're going to go over 1.04. All right, so 1.04, our objective for 1.04 this week is after completing this lesson, you will be able to identify a theme or central idea of a text, determine how theme is conveyed through details, and summarize the text of a story without including personal opinion or judgments. Okay, so at the end of 1.04, you want to make sure that you know what theme is, how it's conveyed, and how to summarize, because you're going to be asked to summarize a story. Maya, go ahead and put a question if you have it, sweetie. Ishmael, please focus. it's okay, Maya. You know what, you guys, this is our first collaboration, and we're taking our time and we're learning it. So no problem. I'm glad that you guys are all here. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at 1.04. So 1.04, again, we see the plot diagram. So you can tell that your plot diagram that we learned about in 1.03, we're going to apply it in 1.04. Okay. You have your exposition, your antagonist and protagonist, conflict, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. And through that all, you have the theme. So someone tell me, what is theme? Write in your chat box, what is theme? And it's okay if you don't know it, because you haven't gone through it yet. Good. The life lesson. It's okay, Laura. I understand. What the story is about, what you learn, the life lesson. Good. Oops, I'm going to go back a page. Okay. The theme is the life lesson. Good. The life lesson of the story is the theme, what the author is trying to get you to learn. Okay. It's not the central idea. Maybe the central idea is that two friends rescue a dog. Okay, that could be the central idea. The theme would be that friendship is worthwhile. Okay, so theme is the life lesson. Awesome. Questions on this? Theme. Okay, again, you guys, this is a very quick kind of introduction to this. You are going to go through and you are going to take your notes and read through 1.03 and 1.04. I would like you, when you go through 1.04, to copy this picture, this graphic organizer, to copy this into your notes. Okay. All right, so this is your assignment for 1.04, and this is really what I wanted to go over today. At the end of 1.04, you'll get to the assignment, and it says, follow these steps to write a summary. You're going to read a short story called The Meet, and it's linked in 1.04. It's also on the pace chart, okay? And then you're going to have to write a summary and do a graphic organizer. So these are the directions. It says follow these steps to write a summary. Identify the protagonist, the antagonist, the conflict, the climax, the resolution, and the theme in an organizer. Now, all of you, I asked you to pull up the pace chart. So I want you to all now go to the pace chart and go to this week. It ends August 25th. And if you look at 1.04, you'll see that there's a link to the Meet short story and another link to the Meet graphic organizer. So go and open that now. So pull up, go to the pace chart. I see a lot of you are on it. Okay. Pull up the Meet under 1.04, the Meet short story, and then the Meet graphic organizer. So pull that up on your computer, on your Chromebook. Awesome. Give me a thumbs up in the chat box when you have both of that pulled up. So go to your pace chart. Under pace chart 1.04, there's the Meet short story and the Meet graphic organizer. If you have yours printed out, that's fine, Laura, but you're going to have to do it in Google Docs, so we'll talk about that. Ishmael, go to your pace chart. Under 1.04, click on the Meet and the Meet graphic organizer. The Meet short story is just a copy of the short story. It's also in your assignment, so it's in 1.04. I want you to look at the second one, the Meet graphic organizer, where it says the Meet graphic organizer, make a copy of it for your assignment. Good, I see a bunch of you are on it, awesome. It's titled 1.04, the Meet plot diagram. Okay, So what you are going to do is you need to, just like it says on your pace chart, you need to make a copy of this because it's locked so you can't write in it. So what you're going to do is you're going to do File, Make a Copy. So File, Make a Copy. Ishmael, hang out at the end and I'll help you. File, Make a Copy. So anytime you see a document like this, you need to make a copy of it to put in your Google Drive. When you make a copy of it, you will be able to write on it. Okay? Can't find the pace chart, go to the home page. You should have a copy of the pace chart in your Google Drive under Language Arts. And guys, if you're lost or confused, hang out and at the end, I'll help you. Yes, you're on the second one, Maya, the one that says 1.04, the meat plot diagram. So you want to do File, Make a Copy. And then, nope, that's okay, Maya, that's why you guys are asking. So File, Make a Copy. And when you make a copy, you should label it like 1.04 D. Bailey. That's how I would label it. My first name is Danielle, so 1.04 D. Bailey. So now I can write on it. Once I make a copy, I'm able to write in it. Okay, so the meat graphic organizer, File, Make a Copy, and now it's yours to write on. Okay. Josh, we'll come back to it, okay? If you're stuck, I'll come back on it with you. Okay, so if you need help, I'm going to go over the steps one more time. You want to click from the pace chart onto the meat graphic organizer. It's the second bullet under 1.04 on the pace chart. It'll open up a plot diagram. You want to do you want to do File, Make Copy. So if you click on File and then Make Copy, now you'll have one that you can write on. Okay, and that's what you do for 1.04. So when you have that, you fill out, once you've made a copy, rename it with your name on it, and now you can fill out the plot diagram. So after you read the short story, The Meat, you will go through and you will fill out the plot diagram, okay, which is the title, the author, protagonist, antagonist, conflict, and so forth, okay? And then that's only one part. You have two parts to do for this assignment. The first part is to fill out the graphic organizer, and the second part is to do a paragraph summary. Yes, Maya, that goes with lesson 1.04, okay? So after you read through 1.04, you're going to read the short story called The Meat. You're going to do a summary of that and fill out the graphic organizer. So for 1.04, there's not a quiz, there's a written assignment. All right, thumbs up. Well, let's say to do that on the lesson or assignment. It will say on the assignment at 1.04, it'll say. Thumbs up if you're good. If you're not, it's okay. Juan, do you have a question? Okay, so for 1.04, you name it like 1.04 and then your name. So you could put 1.04 J Rosado, okay? So you always, just like we talked about in the first days of school, you want to make sure that you name it, the assignment, and your name. So if this was like 1.06, you would say 1.06 and then put your name. Okay? And then where do you go once you've done your assignment? Where do you go to submit it? Gradebook. Good. Once you've done the assignment, you go to Gradebook. What do you need to change your Google document into to submit it? So after I've done my Google Doc, I need to change it into a PDF to submit it. Awesome. Good job, guys. So for 1.03, it's a quiz. 1.04, you need to fill out the plot diagram chart and do a 1-paragraph summary. Okay. Oh, look, I went ahead of myself. So for 1.04, you'll read a story and analyze how the theme develops in the story. Select 1.04 from the pace chart, read the story, and then in 1.04, the worksheet, copy it to your drive and save it with your name on it. Okay? Submit your work in 1.04, summarize it in the gradebook. Remember to save it as a PDF. Questions? All right, so if you do not have questions and you are good to go and you feel confident and you're awesome and you're ready to go, you may leave. Thank you for joining us. Text me, call me if you have questions. The recording will be available tomorrow. Okay? If you have questions or you need help, why don't you stay and we can go through it. Bye, guys. Thank you. Maya, the next live lesson, probably about 2 weeks because I have 7th and 8th grade to do next week, okay? I'll let you guys know. I'll put it on the pace chart and I will also send it out an email, okay?